lynch mob. You can describe it however you want, but hopefully an investigation like this, it should be nonpartisan. One would hope, but we know that Mueller hired at least 13 rabid Democrats who, and I call them rabid because they are donors to Hillary and they're donors to Obama, so they have a track record. But clearly the White House right now has been in a mode where whatever the results are of their Mueller probe, they've raised a lot of questions, not only for the base, but for everybody else in this country. Would you agree?
Totally not. You got to walk it way back there.
All right.
Look, Bob Mueller is the most respected prosecutor of his generation, a Republican. As is Rod Rosenstein, his supervisor. I believe, by the way, these donors' idea of the 13 is in fact, nobody knows that, Graham, and I'm not sure where you're
Well, it's
coming
public
from,
information. I don't know. We just get it. We just get it in the mainstream media where everybody else gets it.
Right, I don't think so. But look, anyone who knows the FBI culture would, I think, reject this notion of the Obama Justice Department or the Trump Justice Department. It's supposed to be a single one. They do public corruption investigations. They do counterintelligence investigations. This one is absolutely by the book, has been from the start, has been successful, and has been to date fairly short-lived as
we
these
don't know
things
that.
go.
We don't know that's been by the book, and we know that actually a
We do
counter
know.
to that,
We
right?
do know,
Because,
right.
but we know there's been leaks from the Mueller probe. It's a violation of statute.
Name one. From
Well, there were multiple leaks.
On the contrary, it's the most leak-free criminal investigation probably in history. Now, you may be talking about the Cohen investigation. I would agree with you that SDNY is not airtight. Mueller, among his many impressive professional credentials, he doesn't leak.
Again, I just get this from the mainstream media, and I bash the mainstream media all the time, so they could be wrong. You could be correcting me. But let me move on to...
Name one that
there have been multiple leaks from this probe. They have been regarding all the investigative angles that have come out. There's multitude of them. All you have to do is Google Mueller probe. How are we getting the information on a lot of this stuff?
But I don't want to get the same way from the defendants who come out.
Okay, so there are leaks. We just don't know.
No, those aren't leaks. Those aren't leaks from Mueller. It's from defendants or witnesses who have met with him.
Okay, well, I think we're splitting hairs here. The bottom line is this is not exactly an airtight investigation. I think we would agree on that, right?
Well, but big difference between saying Mueller leaks and defendants who are entitled to say, though, that's not splitting hairs.
Unfortunately, it's hard to prove a leak, right? I mean, the source of the leak. And the mainstream media is, quote, not going to give up their leak. But the New York Times just had a long piece that was filled with all kind of leaks that could have only come from the FBI, for example, right? And the FBI is working in conjunction with the Mueller probe.
Yeah, so I totally disagree. And in fact,
did you not read the piece I'm referring to?
Well, tell me what piece.
It was regarding whether there was a spy that infiltrated the Trump campaign. There's a very long piece in the New York Times that only could have come from government.
No, I would disagree with you there, but let me tell you just quickly, and let's move on because I know you have more things to talk about. Journalists in the mainstream media characterize with some frustration this as the most leak-free investigation that they've ever encountered. Go ahead.
I don't know how they write these pieces with no leaks. Okay, move on.
From
real quick.
Okay.
Since you're a former Deputy Assistant Attorney General, we have Rod Rosenstein here, and I've argued on this program multiple times now that Rod Rosenstein should have recused himself. He still has time. He should recuse himself. He is a witness to both investigations, and that would be the Mueller investigation and the Inspector General investigation that's going on right now. You agree with that?
No. Well, let's. So first of all, I think we're talking about the Mueller investigation. Let's take them one at a time. There's no real notion of recusing oneself from an IG investigation. On the Mueller point, I understand where you're coming from, Graham. There's some involvement, but it's not automatic that any witness involvement means you must recuse. And we do know, this came out just yesterday, Rosenstein ran it through the professionals in the department, as Sessions did, and to date they have not required him to recuse. So it has to do with the particular details of the Mueller probe that we probably are not privy to.
All right, but my point is very simple, that he's a witness in the probe, and he's directing the probe. You don't have a problem with that?
So, again, it's not an automatic problem, and I would tend to defer to the professionals in the Department of Justice. I understand the argument. I understand where you're coming from, but we don't know all the facts to make the full recusal judgment, and the Department of professionals do. That's all I could tell you, really.
Want to see more videos like this? Click on the link below and subscribe to One American News on YouTube, and call your cable provider and kindly demand that One American News is added to your lineup. Call and subscribe today.